Hello chums and welcome to another episode of the Nindie Nook, where we take a look at independently released Nintendo games. I'm RC and this is my co-pilot, co-host. He's kind of sleeping right now, but this is Sushi over here. You guys can barely make him out, but he is here. Everybody, I have one request. Don't die, Mr. Robot! So I have a confession to make about this game. I wasn't really looking forward to playing this. After seeing screenshots and a trailer of it, I was kind of like, this just looks like a real kind of throwaway game, right? But I gotta eat my words here. I've been playing this for the past, hour and a half, and I'm actually really digging it. Okay, so in Don't Die, Mr. Robot, you play as, I assume, Mr. Robot, and he has this little yellow square guy. And what you're doing is you're basically avoiding monsters and collecting fruit. Now I know it sounds a lot like Pac-Man, and he is yellow like Pac-Man, but he's a square, not a circle with a triangle cut out for a mouth. So it's way different. The fruit works a lot differently in this. When you collect the fruit, you actually get these fruit explosions. If you guys remember those fun commercials from the 90s, when kids would eat fruit snacks and fruit would just explode, that's kind of what's going on here. But all this fruit explodes, it blows up the monsters, and then you collect the coins that they drop to buy cool stuff in the shop. And that is basically the whole game. You avoid the enemies, collect the fruit, make the enemies explode, collect the coins, and you do it over and over again. Now, that's what you do here in arcade mode, but there are a few different modes to the game, which is where this game truly gets its legs, even though Mr. Robot doesn't seem to have any legs whatsoever. So we were just playing in arcade mode, but there is a time attack mode as well. And during time attack mode, you get 2 minutes and 30 seconds to kind of just score as many points as you can. And you could die as many times as you want as well, except you're going to take a point penalty every time you pass, so keep that in mind. But other than that, it plays a lot like adventure mode. There's also a chill out mode. Now in chill out, basically what you're doing is exactly what you've been doing, except everything is slowed way down. As you can see, it is just a beautiful, chill way to play the game. Look at this. This is beautiful. I remember, actually, the last time I ended up playing the chill mode, I was getting pretty bored at how slowly these things move, and I ended up just like committing suicide because I was like, I can't deal with the slowness. Goodbye, cruel world, I can't deal with the slow. However, you're gonna find the real meat of the game is in remix mode. Now, I've only made it to the third term of remix levels here, but I gotta say, this game definitely has the one more level appeal, which, can only be explained as when you finish one, you keep going, okay, just one more level, one more level. So to give you an idea on how remix mode works, you actually play the normal game except with a twist. So for example, level 1 is survive as long as possible, and you get a certain cup based on that between bronze, silver, gold, or platinum. Level 2 is destroy enemies with fruit. So it's basically like a tutorial level in this first set here. So let's play one of these levels that I've already finished, but I have a bronze trophy, and let's see, we have score as much as possible, survive as long as possible, or perhaps destroy enemies. Let's do survive as long as possible here. Here we go, Remix 7, Zappers. So we gotta really watch out for these guys. These guys will shoot across the level, just trying to take you out here. That is more than likely why I did not do well on this the first time I played it. As you can see, these guys shoot the laser all the way across, and they become abundant after a while. You can't keep up with how many there are. It gets a little crazy. Whoa! There we go. See? Already out of it. Bronze medal again. Ugh. Down level 3 here, we have graze enemies get danger bonuses, and I thought that this was pretty creative because another way that you can earn points is by grazing by enemies and not actually getting hit. So you'll see with these enemies flying in, you can actually fly in very close, and Mr. Robot kind of gets this like kind of ooh face going here. And that means you are very close to getting hit, but not quite, and you can see your point bonus just goes way up. They call it the danger bonus. Boom, look at that, platinum medal. I'm great at grazing. Alright, so where I left off here was level 14, but I gotta say, level 13 was a level that was really getting under my skin. They had lethal grapes and score as much as possible. That means that if you pick up grapes, you immediately die. So do not touch the grapes. And for some reason, in my head, I just kept grabbing the grapes. And for some reason here on 14, I'm having a really hard time with this one too. This is tiny, which means all the fruit is tiny, but you still have to score as much as possible. And the entry level to getting a bronze is 10,000 points, which is what I've found so far pretty difficult to get up to. So from what I can tell, you definitely don't need to worry about this game being challenging, because as you get further in, these things are going to get challenging. The descriptions of the level may not sound challenging, but believe me, they're going to be challenging. So here, let's jump into level 16, avoid fruit and survive as long as possible. This is going to be an interesting spin on the normal game.
Mission start. Good luck.
Hey, don't touch the fruit. It's tough. It's so tempting to hit that fruit and just take all these enemies out. We're doing good here. We're still surviving. Let's see just how far we can get. Oh, just took me out. I think I got a silver there. There it is. But silver medal, better than a bronze, right? Now, of course, last but not least, you collect all of these coins through all of these different modes and you use them in the shop. You can change up your appearance, you can buy different characters to play as, and you can buy power-ups. Now, if you're going for appearance, you can change your color, you can change the glasses you're wearing, you can change your hat. There's a lot of different things that you can do here. I feel like we're gonna go for a color here. Let's see, who do we want to get? Oh man, we got all these different patterns that you could buy as well. Oh my god, you can play as a hamburger? That's pretty great. I may have to go hamburger on this one, guys. Though the polka dot one is kind of cool too. Now, some of the special guest characters that you can buy here, I don't really recognize, I don't know who they are, but you can buy this Death Ray Manta to play as, you can buy Eggsy, whoever that is, I don't know, I'm assuming it's a developer of the game. You have this guy called Dungeon Dude, you have this Hoppy Boppy character, and you have this other character who, again, looks a lot like Pac-Man, doesn't he? Jimmy Dodger. Now, of course, in the power-ups menu, you have power-ups. You can basically extend your blast radius from the fruit, you can speed up little Mr. Robot as he's running around. You can gain a magnet which pulls the coins towards you, and you can give yourself a shield as well. Most of these only work in arcade mode, and they're all temporary, so if you buy them, you gotta come back after a run through of arcade and you gotta buy them again. And that, in a nutshell, is Don't Die, Mr. Robot. I gotta say, I'm really enjoying this game for the hour and a half that I've played of it so far. Again, it has that whole, like, just one more level appeal to it, and I'm really, really digging it. So if you want to play as a big old hamburger with 3D goggles on, I definitely recommend checking out this game. Well, there you go, chums. That is Don't Die, Mr. Robot. Now, Sushi wants you to know that you can subscribe to Video Chums here on YouTube, and while you're at it, subscribe to Watch GGRC as well, because that's my own personal channel, and I play through a lot of other games too. And while you're at that, go ahead and follow us on Twitter too, so that way you know when all these cool videos go up. Until next time, chums.